Hello everyone, I am Sikandar Abu Rakib. Today I am starting AngularJS tutorial. AngularJS is a JavaScript framework that we use to create our web apps. Google has introduced AngularJS. AngularJS has good features like two-way data binding and easy dependency injection has eventually made it possible for us to write less code. We can maintain MVC architecture very easily by using AngularJS to make our web apps. Let us start our project. Here I have created a folder named tutorial1. Here I am going to create a new file like index.html and I am saving it. HTML. Here I am giving some title like AngularJS tutorial. By using three simple steps, we can enable this HTML page for AngularJS. Step 1, we'll have to go the official site and download AngularJS script. Here we have several options, like we can download the whole bunch from the zip file and we can give the reference of the script file angularjs.min.js or angularjs.js by CDN, or if we would like to use the bower, we can use the bower here by using this command, and if we use node.js we can use npm, and in that case we can use npm install angular. This right now we'll show you how to use CDN and how can we download the file. Previously I have downloaded it, that's why I'm not again downloading it. I'm going to get the reference, Ctrl C, and here I'm writing source. I'm writing the reference of that script file here, and step 2, we'll have to declare the ng app, and we can write our Angular expression, binding expression, like hello Angular, and we can view our index file. Here you see we're getting hello Angular. If we just write down div h1, and if we put the expression here, so you can see hello Angular. Well, so what we understood, we'll have to give reference of our JavaScript file here, or just above the last body ending tag, and you will have to give the ng app. What does mean by ng? The ng is the core module in Angular, which stands for Angular. The ng module is loaded by default when an AngularJS application is started. So we'll have to declare this ng app into any suitable section of our applications or HTML file. We can give this declaration even into here. Save it and refreshing the page, the result is same. So we can check some Angular binding expression, like if we paint 15 plus 10 is equal to 15 plus 10, and if we like to write some JavaScript, like JavaScript object, like name Shakira dot name, and if we like to use the array here, we can use it, like book. And so there are different formats where I am trying to show how we can display the AngularJS binding expression into our view. So you see 10 plus 15, 25, the result is coming, and AngularJS is calculating for us, and the JavaScript object property here, dot name, it is giving, and here from the array we're getting the pen. So so long we have seen how we can display the information into our HTML page. Now I'm going to create another file into this folder. This file I'm giving the name app.js, and into this file I am going to create the module in our apps, like var to my app is equal to angular dot module name, my module, and dependency. Here in AngularJS, one module can depend into another module, and here we can declare the dependency of another module, and here we can give the name of another module on which this module will depend. And one thing I'll have to tell, like here when we are referring the JavaScript file, means AngularJS file here, and we are mentioning the ng app, it is just bootstrapping the apps with the core Angular JS module. That means AngularJS core module is preparing to manage the section where ng app is declared. If I just declare this ng app from cutting from here and putting it here, that means, and if we would have another div like this, and if I don't keep this name here, that means this div will not be managed by AngularJS. We can see the result. You see, the first div is managed by AngularJS as we have declared the ng app here, but in the second div we did not declare it within here. That's why it is not managed by ng app. So we'll have to keep in our mind that ng app will not follow the sibling divs or its ancestor. It will just manage the concerned div and its children. So to manage this div, we'll have to go one step up, like here again, and in this case it will cover the both. So now we have made the Angular module. Actually, what is the AngularJS module? AngularJS module is nothing but the container of the different parts of our applications, or different sections or elements of our applications, like controllers, services, and filters, directives, and so on. So we have declared our module. Then we can create a controller. How can we create a controller? It's very simple. Var my controller is equal to anonymous function, and here we'll declare one object, $scope. $scope is an object, built-in object from AngularJS, and here we can write $scope dot message is equal to hello all, how are you? Well, now we have just created the function. Now we'll have to bind or register this controller with our module. To do that, we'll have to write like my app dot controller method. Here again we'll have to give the controller name. I can give this name my ctrl, my control, and the controller function name, where I have written my controller here. So this is the function name and this is the controller name. So this is the registering a controller with the module. Now we can come to index page, and we'll have to, first thing we'll have to give the reference, script reference, and the name of our file is app.js again, and here I'm just cutting it here and putting it initial. It's up to you where you are putting, and here I will have to give the module name which is here in this case my module, and to get the controller functionality I'll have to give the controller name to the section where I would like to get the functionality. For example, here. And yes, you're right, ng controller, ng controller, and the controller name. So these three things we'll have to do to attach our module with the apps, with the Angular core module, and to get the full functionality of our modules. So here is the module name, and here is the script name where our module resides, and the controller name. So here we can use what I can write. I can write MSG, which I have written here like MSG message. Here with the $scope object, I am trying to give a property here as a message, and I am giving some string here, and this message properties is automatically binding with the scope object, and that's why we are getting it here. And any property we bind it with the scope object is readily available with the outside the script file in anywhere of the applications. If we write properly, if we give reference of that file, and if we give the uh, module name properly. So if I save it and try to refresh, and you see, hello, how are you? From where this line is coming? This line is coming from here. So again, have you noticed one thing? We are getting this thing into this div, not here. We did not, though we did not print it here, but if I print it here also, if I copy it and paste it here and save it and try to get it here, I'm not getting it here. Why? Because of the same reason that I mentioned earlier. What is that? We did not declare a controller for this div. So to cover this div, we'll have to move our controller one step up, this much. So here we're getting. So now for getting a simple message, we have done this, but if I write a JavaScript object again, like employee like name under salary and position, and finally we'll have to bind this with the scope object. Employee is equal to employee. So here we are declaring one employee object, and we are binding it with our scope object. Now if I write here, if I just create another div and if I write employee dot name, salary, and finally position. And we are expecting to get all this information into our web page. What is happening? It is why it is not coming. Let me check out the code. Yes, and here, oh yes, here I did not give the string quotation for a string value. Now let us see. Employee, yes. Let us try. Yes, it is working. So what we are doing here, we are getting the value of a JavaScript object from app.js file. It is a complex object, so we are getting, actually in real application we will get the value from database. And here I can explain like something. Here the controller is working uh, and following the MVC architecture in the way like it is creating the model. Creating the model means preparing data for view. Here the view is getting data from the controller. So this is the MVC pattern, like controller is creating the view and sending it to the view to display the data. So in real application, this data will come from some JSON object or some database or some sort of data source. So these are the things for today. Hope this tutorial will be informative for you. If you like, you can comment, and have a nice day. Thank you very much.